Most men are emotional puppets, letting every little thing yank their strings. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you rage. Your boss disrespects you, you seethe. Your partner says something stupid, you explode. This isn't strength. This is weakness. And if you don't fix it, you'll spend your life as a slave to your emotions, reacting instead of acting, and handing over your power to anyone who pushes your buttons. Today we're putting an end to that. Here's the hard truth. Anger doesn't solve problems, it creates them. It ruins relationships, destroys opportunities, and leaves you feeling empty. But here's the good news. You don't have to live this way. Stoicism, a philosophy forged in the fires of adversity, gives you the tools to master your emotions and reclaim your power. This isn't about suppressing anger or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about understanding it, controlling it, and using it as fuel for growth. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint to never get angry or bothered by anyone ever again. Let's get to work. Number 1. Understand what you can and cannot control. The first step is both simple and ruthless. Relinquish the illusion of control over the uncontrollable. It's a truth that stings yet liberates. Most of your frustration, anxiety, and anger stem from one fundamental mistake: trying to dictate forces beyond your reach. Consider this. How often have you cursed at the rain for falling on an important day? How many times have you clenched your fists in traffic, seething at drivers who don't even know you exist? Or agonized over someone else's perception of you, as if your worth hinges on their fleeting opinion? The truth is stark yet empowering. You command only one domain: yourself. Your thoughts, your responses, your choices, these are yours alone. This principle lies at the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that doesn't ask you to control the world, but to master your own mind. Picture a storm raging outside. You can't stop the thunder nor calm the winds, but you can choose whether to stand firm or be swept away. So the next time someone cuts you off in traffic, pause. Ask yourself, can I control this reckless driver? Of course not. But you can control whether you allow a moment's rudeness to spiral into a day's irritation. Will you grip the wheel tighter, cursing under your breath, or will you exhale, reclaiming your peace? The choice is yours. And that choice, your response, is where your true power lies. Step 2. Reframe your perspective. Your perspective is the lens through which you experience the world, and the difference between anger and peace often comes down to how you choose to see a situation, not the situation itself. Imagine someone insults you in public. Your heart pounds, your fists tighten, and indignation rises like a flame. But pause. Why give their words that power? Their insult reflects their bitterness, their insecurity, their bad day. It has nothing to do with your worth. So why let it ruin yours? Reframing is a skill, a discipline of the mind that turns pain into power. The Stoics mastered it. When your boss yells at you, don't take it as a personal failure. See it as evidence of their lack of control, their stress, their imperfections as a leader. When you stumble and fail, don't let it define you. Let it refine you. Every setback carries a lesson. Every rejection builds resilience, and every insult is a test of your composure. Think of a fire. Throw wood on it, and it burns stronger. The same goes for you. The hardships, the criticisms, the failures, these are fuel. When you learn to reframe your perspective, you take the sting out of life's challenges, because in the end, it's not what happens to you that shapes your life, it's how you choose to respond. Number 3, practice premeditatio malorum. Life is unpredictable and adversity is inevitable. The Stoics understood this, which is why they practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. But don't mistake this for pessimism. This isn't about dwelling on misfortune. It's about training your mind to face it without fear. Close your eyes and imagine the worst-case scenario. Your partner walks out the door, leaving behind an empty space where love once was. Your boss calls you in, delivers the news, and suddenly, you're unemployed. Your car sputters, breaks down in the pouring rain, and now you're stranded. Feel the weight of these moments. The loneliness, the uncertainty, the frustration. Now ask yourself, could I survive this? The answer is always yes. You might struggle, you might stumble, but you will endure. And when you confront your fears, before they arrive, you strip them of their power. You realize that even the most painful losses, the hardest setbacks, are not the end. They are just obstacles to navigate. When you embrace this mindset, you stop fearing rejection, failure, or hardship, because you know deep down that no matter what comes your way, you will rise, and that is how you build unshakable resilience. Number 4, delay your response. Anger is like fire. It flares up fast, blinding and consuming, urging you to lash out before you've had a chance to think. But here's the truth. The moment you react in anger, you surrender control. Your words become weapons, your actions reckless. And once spoken or done, they cannot be undone. So what's the solution? Delay. When someone insults you, when a driver cuts you off, when a co-worker takes credit for your idea, your instinct may be to snap, to retaliate, to let your frustration pour out unchecked. But instead, pause, take a breath, count to 10, if you must. The Stoics called this space between stimulus and response the gap, and in that gap you reclaim your power. Think about it. How many times have you regretted something said in the heat of the moment? How often has an impulsive reaction only made things worse? Waiting even a few seconds allows the fire to settle, the emotions to cool. It's not suppression, it's strategy. Because in that brief pause, you choose wisdom over recklessness, clarity over chaos. So the next time anger surges, step into the gap. Let the moment pass. And then respond, not with impulse, but with intention. Number 5, focus on virtue, not validation. Most men waste their energy chasing something fleeting, validation. They crave approval, whether from peers, society, or people whose opinions shouldn't matter. They measure their worth by promotions, applause, social status, or the nods of strangers. And when they don't get the recognition they expect, anger festers. But here's the hard truth: validation is a mirage. No amount of approval will ever be enough. The Stoics knew a deeper truth. True fulfillment comes not from validation, but from virtue. And what is virtue? It's integrity when no one is watching. It's courage when fear tempts you to back down. It's wisdom when the world urges you to act rashly. A man who builds his life on virtue cannot be shaken by insults, rejection, or failure, because his worth isn't determined by external forces. It's rooted in who he chooses to be. Think about it. Does a just man need applause to be just? Does an honest man require a crowd's approval to tell the truth? No. Virtue is its own reward. The moment you shift your focus from chasing validation to living with virtue, you become untouchable. Insults lose their sting. Setbacks lose their weight. Because you understand that real success isn't about what others think of you, it's about the kind of man you are. And that's something no one can take from you. Number 6, embrace amor fati. Step 6 is the ultimate Stoic principle. Amor fati, love your fate. Not just accept it, not just endure it, love it. Every twist, every hardship, every so-called misfortune, it's all part of your path shaping you into who you are meant to be. This isn't about passive resignation, it's about radical acceptance. It's about looking life in the eye no matter what it throws at you and saying, good, I'll use this. Think about history's greatest figures. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor burdened by war and betrayal, didn't curse his fate. He used it to cultivate wisdom. Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed experiments, didn't rage at his failures. He saw them as stepping stones to success. When life places obstacles in your way, you have a choice. Resist and suffer, or embrace them and grow. Someone insults you. Thank them. They've given you a chance to practice patience. You lose your job? Good. Now you have the opportunity to build something better. Your plans collapse? Perfect. Now you're forced to find a new, perhaps greater path. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And when you fully embrace this truth, anger dissolves. Because nothing is against you, everything is fuel for your fire. Conclusion. By now the pattern is clear. Anger isn't an unstoppable force that crashes into your life. It's a fire you either fuel or extinguish. And if you're tired of being at its mercy, it's time to take control. No more reacting on impulse, no more letting outside forces dictate your peace. The power has always been yours. Master your mind. Accept what you cannot control. Shift your perspective. Anticipate hardship so that when it arrives, it finds you ready. Resist the urge to react in the heat of the moment. Build your life on virtue, not on the fragile approval of others. And above all, embrace every challenge, every setback. Love your fate because it is shaping you into something stronger. These aren't just ideas, they're weapons. Use them, sharpen them, and watch how your life transforms. The choice is yours. Stay the same or rise above. If you're ready to take that step, hit like, subscribe, and let's get to work. Until next time, stay strong.